rebirthing is a way of healing your relationship with your breath.
And held in a loving, supportive way, which is what we teach here, then magic happens.
I had no expectation, didn't know what to expect, and I was absolutely blown away by everything about it.
So my name's Doug Sawyer, and I'm the co-founder of Air School of Breathwork, that was founded in 2008, and we've been running week-long modules ever since then.
I met Doug within the British Rebirth Society many years ago, and one day he asked in the group who would like to create a school with him, and I put my hand up, and there that was. We just got together to create the school. But somehow he had his ideas, I had mine, but somehow we had some help from another dimension, because the school had its own spirit, or the breath had its own impact in the school direction.
Yeah, so Leonard Orr recognized that with the breathwork that we use, breathwork has been used as a yogic practice for thousands of years. And he was interested in the lineage of, of the yogis, and so traveled to India and came across a particular yogi called Babaji. And Leonard Orr heard about him there and went to visit, and with some of his followers that became a regular event where they would go and visit Babaji in his ashram. And so there was that crossover between the yogis and also Leonard Orr in his own particular practice and his own desire for personal growth and development.
So Leonard Orr was a very curious spirit, wanted to investigate and find out, and so he was putting people in the hot tub. He started with himself, putting himself in the hot tub for as long as he could stand it, hours now. And when he was fed up, wanting to go out, no, he would stay even longer and longer. And he noticed with that practice that his breath would get to a certain rhythm, and he also noticed that he would get memories from when he was maybe even in his mum womb or very young, come up with that breath and in the water. So he wondered if that was just for him or it would work for other people. So he had his friends giving it a try, and oh yes, everybody with that breathing, with not necessarily the long hours of immersion, but with that breathing would get very, very intense result. A bit too intense sometimes, so then he tried to do it outside of the bathtub. He had them do that breathing on the earth, and fantastic results as well. Breathing, dry breathing as we call it. So little by little, with his own experience and his belief that he could contribute to changing the world, he developed rebirthing. He did.
it is a very, very gentle, natural breathing. So it's re-breathing how we were supposed to breathe. Hi, I'm Jackie Storm. I have been with AIRS since 2012 in various forms. I am now a trainer director of ABB. If we were born into a very kind of perfect world, if you like. So it's almost resetting the distorted breath by doing rebirthing. So the way we breathe and the way the concept of rebirthing is just a slow in and out, just like you would see your pet, just like you would see your baby snooze. And it's by just following this gentle concept that is almost like the inner stresses start unraveling.
One of the main learning I think I had is that gentleness is the key to opening all the delicate areas in ourselves that have been retrieving somewhere due to trauma and bad experiences. And to get there, we just need gentleness. And from my experience now, I wanted to heal, I wanted to go gung-ho, and I did a lot of strong techniques and strong breathing, and it had a bit, but it's gentleness. And I think the AIR School of Breathwork is having this gem of focus on gentleness and kindness to oneself.
The 5 modules together create a very, very in-depth personal journey into all aspects of our lives: boundaries, shame, relationships, working in the water. There are so many aspects to this training. It's like a fast track of learning. And then also the gaps in between each module are also really important, because life happens and we need to integrate our experiences. We have these profound experiences or these deep insights with the breath, but we also need to integrate them into our daily life. And so the module-based approach really does that.
Hi, I'm Daisy and I live here in Hove. I'm a breath worker training with AIR, and this is my space. France was my first module, and I had no expectation, didn't know what to expect, and I was absolutely blown away by everything about it. It's like a paradise there. The training was so deep and profound, and the environment that was created by Doug and Lizzie in their home is just, I can't quite describe it. It's off the scale. It's beautiful, it's calming, you're immersed in nature, and you can go for a swim in this lake every morning where there's just mist clinging to it and not a single person around. I think being that deep in something with the same group of people for 8 days, you wake up together, you eat together, you then have the morning where you do sort of theory work, and the afternoons where you breathe, with enough space in between to get to know the people you're with. And you're sharing a room. I mean, there is literally no escape, but that means that you have to get involved with the process. There's nowhere to hide, so you throw yourself into it, and all your layers just come off. You know, you're bare really, and therefore, but in a safe way. You're in a safe environment, and therefore you're really delving into what you're there to do, which is to breathe and to hopefully come out with some insights about your life.
So it's not working online and then you come together at the end. It's a journey where we get to meet the community, meet practitioners of all different levels, because you can drop into each module as and when. So you get to work with people who are just graduating and have people that are new. And that really brings a different quality to the learning. So on top of that, you have a whole other pile of prerequisites to work through over the 2 years. So I don't know of another training that is that thorough, that has 400 contact hours plus the prerequisites.
It's just like this kind of coming from this bubble of love to this brutal reality that the world is you know, a hard place for lots of people. That can be difficult, and I think that's where the support from and it's called an Air Family, and it sounds cheesy, but it is true. You know, put a message on the Air Family group. You know, you've met people who you can contact, and in some of the modules we've maybe even all of them, there's been a check-in with a particular person. So there are these checks and balances that are built in to help people integrate.
So what's really special about the Air School is that because the modules can be done in any order, it means that we have some total newbies.
Yes, that's right.
Some people that are on their 4th module,
Yeah.
their 3rd, their 2nd.
Yeah.
And that allows this really rich learning
Yes, from each other.
ground.
Yeah.
Because you know, you get to be held by different people on different parts of their journey. And that makes it really, really quite unique as well.
The thing about cold water work is that it really, really rejuvenates the body. It pulls the aura in, and as well as sort of tightening the muscles up in a healthy way. So yeah, it's an extraordinary process going into cold water.
So with Air School of Breathwork, we teach our students to work with cold and warm water rebirthing, and each of the two have different physiological, emotional and mental, spiritual effects on the body. In fact, even a degree or two can change the experience that people have. So we work with body temperature water, and then in rivers or cold waters like this one behind me. We teach people that water is like the breath, a living consciousness. And when the two come together, the consciousness in our breath, the prana, the life force energy, and the consciousness in water, you know, the waters used to be called the waters, and we've forgotten that actually these two together give us life.
When we got in the water, I had quite a long time of just feeling this profound sense of peace, and I could hear my own heartbeat, and then there was something that shifted somewhere along the line, and I suddenly had this very strange, almost embodied feeling that I was my daughter in my own womb. It was like this layer of understanding from another perspective, which I'm not sure I could have got in any other way.
So Leonard Orr, when he first was discovering the connection of circular breathing, was in his bath. And so initially rebirthing was exclusively done in water, until after a while, and he'd been working with other people, he realized that it's just as effective in a different way on dry land. And so what they realized was that working in water often allows memories of time in the womb to surface. Just echoes of that time, of that comfort, that beauty of actually being contained and held in a warm environment. So we use the hot tub for that.
We have the in-person modules, and that's where we work with the warm and cold water. And in France we have the pool, which is usually 16, 17 degrees, and we have the hot tubs, which are body temperature, so 37 degrees. And in Devon on the residentials we go into the river, and the hot tubs, we've got 2 hot tubs there. And the river's usually in February, March, about 6 degrees. So we teach people how to be, especially going into that cold water, how to be with the sensations in the body. And that main sensation that comes up is fear. And so we invite people to work with that fear slowly and in a safe way. But what comes up for each person is different.
So cold in itself triggers fear. And very, very often, I would say most of us have got lots and lots of fear. What we do in rebirthing is we work on everything in a really loving, safe way. So by simulating the cold, the fear, but holding a loving space, it really helps us to soften that fear in us, to be able to deal with that fear in us. So Leonardo he was very much about philosophy, which is where the conscious, thoughts are coming from. And one of the big ideas he had is our inner death urge. Now, the way to look at that is it's easier not to than to. It's easier not to go into the river than to open up, even though you know it's going to be fantastic. But it's like, no. So resistance to life. And so what he felt was that most people have more or less of this. And if you have a lot of resistance to life, that can be generally quite destructive, to the point that you can have quite a lot of, bad luck, really, in various ways. Life meets you. The simple act of breathing in the cold, in this element of fear, can really help reverse that inner death urge.
Since I've started training with air, I've noticed my life has just opened up and unfolded, and I'm experiencing so much more joy. And that is something that I think is often forgotten about and missed out, because there is so much joy and there is laughter. And on these modules, people can go very deep, but there's so much fun and so much laughter as well. And people have a great time. And that's important in life. And it helps us to be more present, or it has helped me anyway, to be more present and to be more in touch with what's happening now, and more in touch with my heart. Yeah.
I'm Katie, and I've been having quite a few breathwork sessions with Daisy, and just experiencing what it's like to be more free in my body. And actually, the first time you got me to lie down and try to breathe, it was shocking how resistant I was. I literally couldn't breathe out.
It was difficult.
It was really difficult for the out breath. There was a real trembling. And that's when I knew really that it had to be further investigated, and this was something juicy in this. It was like, it was almost like my body had to learn to relax and to know, So I had to sit up because gravity allowed me to breathe and let
Yeah.
go. And then once that was kind of understood on a physical level,
Absolutely.
the body could trust that, and then it was able to really let go
Yeah.
in those sessions
I
afterwards.
think it's changed all aspects of my life, and yeah, there's not one part of my life it's not touched and changed, and I'm a totally different person to before I started this work. And realizing, you know, the limiting beliefs that I had about myself all stemmed from my birth and my entry into the world was profound and life-changing, and that's why I'm doing this work, because I believe in it. I've seen and felt what it can give people.
And we see life through a lens of stress, and with that we'll get tunnel vision. The more stress we have, it's almost like the less we see, but what we see is very concentrated. And so we might miss how beautiful life is. And I think that when we start relaxing our breath, opening our breath, releasing unwanted memories, we start opening our mind, we start opening our hearts, we start opening our natural sense of inner nature.
Because rebirthing is the breath, as we talked about, but it's also about the power of our thoughts. And a big part of rebirthing is looking at everything that happened to us around birth, before birth, after birth, around those. And the little being that was in the mum's womb at that time got a lot of impressions. Maybe, oh, I'm the wrong sex, oh, I'm not desired, oh, life is hard out there. Things that have shrunk these little being possibilities. So no surprise we end up shy and reserved, because there's all this impression from around birth and early childhood. So what rebirthing does is go and explore that gently, and switch it. Understanding we can't switch it. We can't switch it like a ta-da-da bing magic wand. No, it's like we can't put ice cream on some cow dung. That's kind of we have to go back there with some sensitive people accompanying us, trained professionals, and explore that and see that it is not who we are. Who we are is that unique, special being that is only asking to express itself in the world. So rebirthing will go there, will support you in going there, and there is nothing wrong in anybody. We might have had the worst experience. We are still holding that precious diamond inside ourselves, and yeah, that's what we are looking for in rebirthing, that precious diamond.
Hi, I'm Jane and I'm a student of AIR. I was looking for a purpose. I'd made big changes to my life and was praying to find a purpose. Where was I going to go now? And the word breathwork came to me. It took time, but over time this word came to me. And I Googled around a little bit, came across AIR, and read their profile and loved what they had to say. So I booked a phone conversation with Kerry and she spoke from the heart. Yeah, and I was drawn to it and it's been the best thing I've ever done.
it's just like, oh my gosh, yeah, I can finally, I hate the word heal, but I can finally kind of heal these hidden kind of terrors, really.
Right. To be
Almost.
able to relax, and then
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because it's so much more than just a breath. It's my whole body, my whole lifetime of holding on. Yes, so I do understand the kind of the process of healing, or the idea that we have to heal. And I've done a lot of healing myself, but then it becomes, I think, sometimes this lifelong pursuit of the idea that we've got to put ourselves back together, that there is always something wrong with us, that we are limited and finite, and there's a time when we can recognise that we're already whole, and we've got nothing to prove.
yeah.
We're you know, all the parts of us are welcome.
The more stress we have, it's almost like the less we see, but what we see is very concentrated. And so we might miss how beautiful life is. And I think that when we start relaxing our breath, opening our breath, releasing unwanted memories, we start opening our mind, we start opening our hearts, we start opening our natural sense of inner nature.
And what we do with rebirthing breathwork is to expand that upper limit, to feel comfortable, to have more energy in our body. Okay. And by having more energy in our body, so in some ways we're empowering and powering up the power of our thoughts. So rebirthing works on two bases. One is that circular breathing is beneficial. And the second one is that thought is creative, that we create our reality. And in some ways with rebirthing, we're fine-tuning our thoughts to start to create the reality that we wish to live in, the world that we wish to live in. Yeah. That's how it is.
And now I don't have the school anymore. I've passed it to those two brilliant teachers, and I'm painting. And that's part of the journey. I never have thought I would be putting myself as an artist and finding I can express love through my painting. Because that's what I think I'm doing. And enjoying the ride very much.
Are you actually doing your breathing now then, Doug?
Yeah, well, can't stop.
Screwed.